guys, it's Genevieve. I am right in the middle of mounting deer for the season, and I'm actually going to be mounting something that I've never worked on before, and that is a female whitetail. You know, obviously they shoot the bucks, but not really mount the does. They do hunt does for me, but nobody really mounts them. However, my father recently shot a doe on public land, and he's super proud of it, so I'm going to mount it for him. This is what we're working with here. I can stick my whole hand through it. This is a broadhead hole. The diameter of it is rated at 3 inches, but the holes end up becoming closer to 4 or 5 inches. It's the Swacker 150 grain, but this thing's pretty nasty. We've got 2 big holes here to sew up. This one hit it at an angle, so this one's 7 inches. Yeah. Then the smaller of the two, almost 5, so it definitely works. Needless to say, even if it doesn't open, it'll carve a 1-inch hole through the deer, but look at that. And the only other part that is concerning is, right here. There's a hole in the ear where the ear tag went through, but I've sewed up tons of those. In Pennsylvania, you have to attach the physical ear tag to the ear of the deer, but like I said, I have lots of practice fixing those, so that isn't concerning. I think I'm going to start with the smaller of the two. And you notice when you pinch it together just right, I'm going to sew it like this. It's a straight line, so it'll sew up pretty cleanly, I think. Seems like everything my dad gets me has an obnoxious hole blown out the side, but it's good practice for me. Didn't go too bad, not my prettiest job. It's got a lot of little short broken hairs sticking through, but you can't tell on the other side. It's got a little bit of a crease, but I can pack it down and you won't notice. This one's a little concerning. I think it might hang down over the back of the mount, at least partially, so you won't end up seeing it too much, I don't think. So I'm gonna leave that one alone for now, just because I really don't think, if it is going to show up on the mount, it's just going to be about 1 inch of it showing right on the top, so I won't worry about it for now. Next, we gotta rough up our form here. This has a nice smooth sealant all over top of the mount, and it makes it really slick. You need to scrape off a thin layer of it, so not only does the glue adhere to the skin, but it's also going to adhere down into the foam and really lock it in place. That is crucial. And to do that, I just use these little wooden roughers. They've got a series of metal pegs over top, which are sharp. And you just sort of rub them down over the side of the form. And I have a small one for the face, and then the large one covers a larger area for the body. You're just creating a rough surface. Then I come in with my small rougher again, and I'm going to texture out all these muscle grooves down the front. Gonna add some grooves down on the shoulder as well, and then we're also going to strengthen the curve of the shoulder a little bit up to the top. Getting her septum in. And I'm going to shave down these outer corners of the nostrils just because they flare out a little too much. And the septum, you'll see, actually lets light through. So you can kind of see my hand moving on the other side, and that's what you want. Now I'm just going to go ahead and remove the cartilage from the inside of the ear. Got it scored down the middle there. Now, just kind of work it up with your fingers. And see, underneath you have just nice clean skin. That's what you want. Next thing, we gotta get these holes taken care of here in that ear, because that's gonna look terrible if we don't. Each deer has slightly different color skin on the inside of the ears, but since this one, let's see if we turn it inside out, it's got white hair of course, but underneath, the skin is actually brown. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna come in with some dark brown thread, sew all these little holes up, and hopefully she'll turn out really nice. And for ears, you do want your stitches to be pretty close, but not too tight or else you'll pull creases in it. And you do want them quite uniform. So I am using just a little continuous stitch on this one as well. But I'm keeping my stitches really close. Here's that first hole. You can see we do have some wrinkles coming. Once we put some tension on it, they disappear pretty good. Not too bad. Yeah, that's not so bad. The one around the edge you can't even see. It's right over in here somewhere. And then the small one here, didn't sew it bad at all. This one's rough looking, but there's lots of hair over top. So, ear will look nice and smooth when we're done. Here are her ear liners made of plastic. And this kind that I'm using here are tinged pink so that it looks like there's blood on the inside of the ear. And you can see I've got one in here, it's not glued down or anything. But you can see it does have a really subtle pink color to it, and I really like that. And you can see these ones actually, they look really big, but surprisingly they do fit and I didn't have to trim them down at all. Fits about perfect, really. So I'll go ahead and glue the ears down on in, and we will get her mounted. Probably my favorite part of taxidermy. And the first thing I do is I just kind of stuff the eye full of clay. And do kind of a drop shape on the back. Kind of like that. And you just make sure you get that pupil level in there. She is all ready to go now.